let's protect your time and increase your profits by making 3 changes to your free consults. Okay. Recently, I spoke at a health event, and I've been meeting a lot of people who are sort of newer in scaling their online health offers. And in consulting with a lot of these new people, there are a few things that I would absolutely change to make sure that they're honoring their time and they are making a lot more money from any of the time they are dedicating to free consults. All right. If you don't know who I am, I'm Joy Houston, the CEO here of Heal at Scale. And I'm going to walk you through the 3 changes that if these were my businesses, I would absolutely immediately make these changes so that I can actually have more impact and reach my mission in a more profitable way, a more fulfilling way, a way that protects you from burning out and helps the right people move into working with you a whole big bunch faster. And it completely protects your time. Okay, so we're going to switch gears over here, and we're going to go over to my iPad. This is actually my simple social school notes, but it doesn't really matter. We just need a place to draw. If you need help with your social media, the health and wellness people have to do that in a different way. So feel free to reach out to me over at simplesocialschool.com or DM me at realjoyhouston over on Instagram, and let's see what you need. Okay. But here are the 3 changes that I want you to make. Okay. Remember, this is all about protecting your time. Okay, and increasing profits. Okay, so if you want those things, that's what we're up to. These are the 3 changes that I would make immediately. Okay, so number 1, the very first change that I would make is I would stop using I would stop letting anyone on my calendar. Okay, so we are going to protect your calendar. Okay, now what do I mean by that? Okay, some of us go ahead and give our, let's say, Calendly. Let's say that you use the Calendly app for scheduling with you. If you are a practitioner who wanted to talk to me, you would not go directly to my Calendly app. Okay, so even if you were, chatting with me on DMs or were emailing, I would not send you directly to my Calendly application. Instead, I would send you, okay, so I would say what most people are doing now is they have a prospect and they're sending them directly to their Calendly scheduling app. Okay, now what does that mean? That person gets to be on your time, they get to interact with you, and you don't have some very crucial elements that you need in order to market to them effectively. Okay, so I would swap out this one. No, thank you. Okay, and instead, here's what I would do. I would send that person, okay, to a registration page where they have to share their name, email, and phone number. Okay, now this registration page, we're just going to do reg for short. Okay, this registration page is going to clearly define exactly what's going to happen on that call. Okay, so you might say, hey, we're going to review answers to some questions that you'll provide before the time. I'm going to confirm that I have an accurate understanding of what's going on with you. I'm going to provide insights based on my years of experience, and together we're going to go co-create a plan. Okay. Now you can see if I clearly tell that person what's going to happen on the call and they still say yes, right? So they say, oh yeah, I'm totally down for that. I want to be clear about what's going on. I want these insights and I want to move forward. Immediately, you're already starting to filter for people who are clear about what's going to happen on that call and they actually want those results. Okay. So automatically that in and of itself, just being clear about what's going to happen on the call lets people know this is not their opportunity to drill your brain for free information. There is a structure to this call. Here's exactly what's going to happen on this call. And by the end of the call, you will have this, right? A clear plan to move forward. And of course, that plan could be, hey, use my protocol, or here's what you need to resolve. Here's what I see you need to resolve. And you need to hire someone who's a specialist in this field. You need testing, and then you need a clear-cut protocol based on that testing. Even something as simple as that is a plan without you giving away the farm, right? And then at the end of the call, they're going to get to decide, okay, well, now I know what I need to do. Do I want to do it with you or do I want to do it with somebody else, right? But at least they're very clear and you've provided them a clear plan of what needs to happen moving forward. By declaring that on the registration page, that is a really good filtration system. People who are not ready for that and they just want to, they just want to pick your brain and get free information. Those people are probably going to be filtered out by that reg page, which is a good thing. Okay. Now, once they've done that, you now have their name, email, and phone number. Okay. That allows you to market to them and send what I call list love, right? You can do this by text. You can do this by whatever. Let's just say these are all emails. Okay. Now you have their name, email, and phone number, and you can communicate with them knowing that they landed on that reg page because they're interested in what you have to offer. Okay. From there, now that they are in your marketing queue, now let's let them see your calendar. Okay, let's go ahead and pick the date and time. Okay, so that's number one. The first thing that I would do would be to protect your time. In other words, nobody gets here on your calendar unless you have their name, email, phone number. Why? Because if you only have your calendar application take their name, email, and phone number, and you do not have that in your own CRM, customer relationship management software, that's where you just collect people's names and emails so that you can communicate with them in the future, so you can tag them in different ways so you know what they wanted to talk to you about, right? Now, if you protect your time in this way where they have to give you that information before the calendar, now you have marketing rights to communicate with them, okay? If you just give it to your calendar application, that calendar application has the right to communicate with them, right? But you don't, okay? And a lot of practitioners get really confused about this, but if you think about doing a really clear separation, so let's just do a little side note over here. We'll do it in a different color, okay? So let's do this gray. We'll do a gray one over here. This helps you keep a really big divide, okay? And this divide, to keep you legally safe, is you should have a divide between patients and prospects, okay? And your prospects need to be in your CRM where you can market to them. Okay. Patients need to be in your medical records. Okay. In your EMRs. Okay. So patients belong here in EMRs. Prospects belong in your CRM. You don't need people who are not your patients in your electronic medical records. You don't need that, right? That's just going to gunk things up. Let's have a CRM that deals with your prospects. And then when we know they're patients, let's move them into your medical records. Okay. So you've made the first step and added these guys right here to your CRM. And now you can do this communication with them. Okay. So that way, nobody who's taking up any of your time isn't someone who's already a prospect in your system. And that allows you to follow up with them. And the fortune is in the follow-up. Okay. So that's the first thing that I would do. I would have a registration page that puts people in your CRM be a guard, a gatepost for anyone who's allowed to get on your calendar. Okay. Now, the second thing that I would do, let's switch back here. So we'll do our side notes in gray and we'll do our 1, 2s, and 3s in blue. Okay. The second thing that I would do, other than this gatekeeper, is I would ask qualifying questions. Okay. And these qualifying questions that you ask. Okay. So we've gone so far up here. So let's just sort of see where the person has gone. Okay. Here's our person. Well, let's do a highlighter so it's easier for you. Okay. So right now, this person's customer journey is going from I see content that I'm interested in. I go to the reg page. I go to the calendar. Okay. The next phase, which will be down here. Okay. The next phase is that after they've picked that date and time and they're like, yeah, that date and time works for me. Now their brain is already made space for that time with you. After they've picked the date and time, I want you to ask qualifying questions. Okay. Now, what should these qualifying questions be? They should be questions that let you really show up like the rock star that you are on that sales call. Okay, that means you should be asking the things that would normally dominate a lot of time on the call. If you cannot keep control of those consults in the context of it also being a sales conversation, then they're going to show you how they choose not to buy, right? So I want you to be very prepared to control the dynamic of that call. And in order to control the dynamic of that call, you already have to have the information ready and collected from that person from these questions, rather than letting that call be you wasting a ton of time while they go into story, repeating everything that's happened to them and everything that they've tried. If they're dominating the call with all of that information, then you won't have the time to orchestrate sharing your knowledge and expertise and your insights, and then showing them what needs to be done, and then giving them the chance to do that work with you and actually making the ask. Okay, so these qualifying questions are very important. Feel free to ask, like, hey, what's the primary complaint that is having you reach out for this appointment? All right, they're going to tell you. What have you tried? They're going to tell you. What is it stopping? What is it costing you in life not to have this done? Okay, in Practitioner Accelerator, we have a whole process for the series of questions that is very, very intentional. Okay, one of the questions that has to be on there is, are you willing to make an investment in yourself to resolve this problem? There has to be some sort of question that asks, are they ready to invest? Are they willing to put money to solve this problem? And if the answer is no, that's going to bring me to the third thing I want you to do. Okay, so let's come back over here and finish this. So qualifying questions. You need to ask so many questions that you feel like you could come on that call and really show up as an expert, okay? So it's making sure that you have enough information to understand, oh, what's going on with this person? Can I understand their pain? Can I see it? Can I empathize with them? Okay? You also need to ask, are they ready to invest? Okay, you're also going to need to ask, are they ready for change? Okay, are they willing to make changes in order to get the results that they want? Because if your program is largely based, you guys, on lifestyle change, and they need to be making changes and they're not going to do it, then what's going to happen is they're not going to get results, and then it's going to be a bad reflection on you because they're going to go around and talk shit about you, and that's not what you want. Okay, so you need to ask what's going on, ask what they've tried, ask the impact this is having on their life, ask them if they're ready to invest in change, and if they're committed to making lifestyle changes to, do their side of the work, right? Because you can put the best path in front of them, but if they don't take it, then it's not going to work for them. Okay. So these qualifying questions, okay, will help you show up as a rock star, and it'll help you control the timing and the way that that call unravels. Okay, we have a selling with soul process. I absolutely love it. It's been game changing for our practitioners, especially those who struggle to, make the ask and see themselves as worthy and have money issues. Okay, it's been a big game changer. And the third and final one that I would say to protect your time is, I don't even know how to politely say this, okay? But I'm just going to say that the right way is to decline, okay? It is okay for you to say no, okay? I want to give you safe space because I want you guys to make lots and lots of money, okay? You deserve, people who protect our health, y'all deserve it. Y'all deserve the most wealth, the most fulfillment. What you're doing is essential. Without our health, we don't have anything. So what you guys do is so very crucial. Okay. I want you to decline to protect your, so that you can make more money, and also that you can protect your time. Okay. Because the fastest way to burning out, okay, this will be my silly looking fire, which is, not going to look like fire unless I, do something to it, right? This is fire, which is green. It looks very crazy. Okay. So I need you to make more money. I need you to do it effectively in less time. And in order to do that, I have to protect you from burnout, which means protecting your passion. Okay. So if somebody books a call with you, okay, let's say it was me. I want you to politely decline me, okay? If I come through this customer journey, okay, so I start up here and I say, this is me, okay? I'm going to go, oh, I see your content. I want that. I go to book a call. I give you my name, email, phone number. I get committed. I block the time in my calendar. I'm excited about this, okay? The next page that I see is going to be all of these different questions that I have to answer. Some of them being, am I willing to invest time? Am I willing to make lifestyle change? If I say no, okay, so we're going to do these in red, okay? If me, the client, I say no, I'm not ready to invest, okay? And I give you examples for a multiple choice question that works really well for this, and it really makes them do some work here on their self to make sure that they're saying, oh shit, I'm totally worthy of fixing my health problems, okay? So there are good ways to ask this question that doesn't feel rude or land as obnoxious, okay? But if they say no to the money question, if they say no to the conviction, okay, I don't love myself enough to make the changes, okay, if they say no to those two things on your incoming questionnaire, it is absolutely fine for you to say no go, okay? So it is absolutely fine for you to tell this person, like, they're going to book it. So they're going to go through the whole experience, okay? They're going to, all of these things will be handled. They will have seen the red page. They will fix the dates. They will have answered the questions. They'll even get an email confirming, hey, here's your date and time, right? They'll land on a confirmation page that tells them, hey, make sure you're in a quiet place so that we can openly discuss your health issues, right? All that's going to happen. And it's still okay for you to reach out to that person when you see those answers in your inbox that they are not ready to invest, they are not willing to make lifestyle change. It is fine. And I recommend that you have pre-prepared emails ready to respond to these people that say, hey, I saw that you booked a call with me. Thank you so much for doing that. I also noticed from your intake questions that you are unwilling to make changes in your lifestyle and you're not willing to invest in your health at this time. I can't help clients who aren't ready to make that commitment to themselves. I understand that you're struggling. Here are a few of my blog posts or videos or whatever free stuff that might be helpful for you. Please reach back to me when your health is important enough to you to make this commitment. Okay, that's what I demand of my clientele, being in that mindset of being worthy of getting better, of fixing the problem. That is one of the initial steps towards regaining your health. And until you're there, I won't be able to move the needle for you. Something like that. I'm being too verbose. You could come up with something much, much shorter. I give you AI prompts and examples for this when you're in our practitioner mastermind, but I just want everyone out there to have 100% full permission to say no. Okay, if people are saying no to themselves, no, they won't invest, no, they won't change, then you have the absolute right to protect your time and politely pass on meeting with those clients. Why would you waste an hour of your time with someone who is not willing to give themselves that kind of investment? All right. So just to recap here, the 3 things that I want you to remember in order to protect your time and increase your profits are let there be a registration page that collects name, email, phone number before anyone can get on your calendar. Okay. Number 2, make sure that once they've picked a date and time, they have to ask some pretty serious qualifying questions. Okay. Number 3, if any of those questions signify that they're not willing to invest in you and do the work to change for themselves, then please politely decline that call. Okay. You deserve to be protected. You deserve to be paid for your time. And anyone who is clearly articulating that they're not willing to do that does not deserve to be on your schedule at this point. It doesn't mean they won't in the future, but not right now. All right. If you have questions about this, come on over to Instagram, follow me at Real Joy Houston, comment below here. My team and I can look for your questions and get them answered. If this has been helpful for you, please share this with your peers, hit that subscribe button, and come on back for more. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.